Hey Austin, let's just go over a few of the changes that I've made. I think there's going to be some tweaking as we go through this, but first one, if we go through, you can see here that I reduced the amount of stages that you have. I didn't deactivate, or I just deactivated the other ones. So all you need to do is on the older ones that you want to move into your sales funnel, just move them from the stage that you had, if it's not one of these stages here, to this new particular stage, and it'll clean your funnel up on that side of it. And if we look at the some of the fields that you were asking for here in this, I call the solution breakdown. Before we had the number of ePods, which is great. And then if we come in and we do some edits here, we've got the enclosure. So it could be, say, a mini. And then if we have the option, it might be like a hybrid. And then if we come in and we say the ePod type, if it was AP, when I selected AP, then the size in kilowatts came up, and the size in the horsepower comes up. And if we change that to PR, and then you could see in the PR that the horsepower went away, but the kilowatts are still here. So we're able it's no longer able to choose it. And then the same thing here from a location perspective. I'll get rid of this other location here. But if I came in here and I say Canada, then there's all the provinces right there. And if I say the US, there's all the states alphabetically on that side of it. So I believe that's the majority of the changes. I'm going to go through it again. And then we wanted to tie some of this process to the stages. So this is what they call the sales path. And so this is a closed one. But if I came in here and I said this was identified, here we're saying that make sure we've got the account name and the type. And here I couldn't name the opportunity name. It's just standard when you start them, so it doesn't go there. And then when I move it to qualified, here I could come in here and I could say, well, what kind of project type is it? And we can go ahead and enter that there, what the project type is, and then what the lead source is. So there's our lead sources that we have. And I'll make sure that I've got that. I think that's the proper list that you gave me there, and then province, so country. So these were all the things that you were asking for at this particular stage. Then if we move it over here to proposal requested, then we have who the application engineer is, and you can go in and pick that, and then when the quote due date is, and then when we go to proposal submitted, that's when we get into our solution breakdown. And then when we get into clarifications, notices, I don't think there was anything there. And then we have our closed one. And then I just think I have to work a little bit on the closed loss side of things. So all the fields are down here that you've asked for, I believe. Well, I'm going to go over it again one more time. And then we've tied them to the sales path. So if you have this little arrow open, it will show you the fields that are all down below that are supposed to be filled out at that particular time. I'm going to work on the dashboard, but I did kind of start some things for you. One of the things you might want to do is you go to accounts, and then for me, I have this one that I put accounts with opportunities, and I built just a little bit of I built a roll up field. We'll just let it draw here. And then, here's a list of all your accounts, and then the amount of opportunities that you've had with each account as they are inside of Salesforce. And then if I go into, say Petronas, we go into the account record. Here I put in a tab called Opportunity Summary. And then when we click on the Opportunity Summary, I have opportunities by record count. So this is how many opportunities you've had by counting them. Opportunities by ePod count, so how many ePods in each quarter were quoted out, and then opportunities by dollar amount. So here we could see we have a big opportunity on that side of it. Any given time, when you're in these, you can come in and you can hit View Report, and then when I go ahead and I select the View Report, it will then come in for this specific account and provide me the details, and then I could just click on any one of these images here within the chart, and that gives me Q4, and then I could see that I've got $2 million deals sitting here on that side of it. And then one of the things here, when you have a $2 million deal, you probably want to fill out your next steps, so you get an idea of what the next step is on a $2 million deal. And then if I look at Q2, I can come in here and take a look at the opportunities that we have. Here's a good example in production. You can go ahead and you can update those stages appropriately. And then there's Q1, so on and so forth. So that's some analytics for you just to get you started. I like the analytics based per account. I like to be able to use the list views and look at who are the key accounts that we're dealing with. And then I like to go into each one of those, and I like to specifically take a look at how we're doing from an opportunity perspective within those accounts. And we'll build on this and build that big dashboard. Send me a note if you have any questions.